guys, welcome back. It's Josh with the Financial Advisor Car Guy. Guess what? My fabric and vinyl paint arrived. We're gonna go ahead and shoot this interior. I've got the carpet laid out. I've got the back seats in pieces ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of give you guys the update. I'm not gonna film myself actually spraying it because it's just rattle can. Yeah, I think you guys all know how to do it. Lots of light, thin layers, and make sure you coat well, coat evenly. I'm gonna report back as time goes on, but I wanted to keep this kind of short and quick, just to knock it out. So here we go. Okay guys, update number one. There's the carpet. I used probably 3/4 of a can, maybe a whole can, just kind of laying down a base coat. I should tell you, these cans of paint run anywhere from $13 to $15 or maybe even $16, depending on where you get it. I ordered a 6-pack. It's 6 cans for $60 on eBay, shipped. That might be more than I need because again, all I'm doing is the back, the back seats and then the carpet. And 1 can, or like I said, almost a little more, maybe a little more than 3/4 of a can, but it covered the entire thing really, really well. Again, this is just a thin base coat. There's still paint in the can. So I'm guessing 2 cans will cover the carpet thoroughly, very well. And then my guess would be, maybe 1 can or 1.5 cans for each of the sections of the back seat. So maybe another 3 cans for a total of 5. But I would tell you, it shoots really nice. It's actually very, very forgiving. I'm actually really impressed. So I'm gonna give that a chance to dry. I'm gonna come back out, do another coat. And in the meantime, I'm gonna get going on these seats and again, report back shortly. Hang on. All right guys, here's the next update. I am now through the 2nd can, only the 2nd can. I gave a little bit more to the carpet and both the backrest and the bottom seat have at least a base coat on them. I'm gonna let those set for a little bit. Now I'm gonna go ahead and grab can number 3 and I'm gonna continue to go. It is dropping in temperature. It actually says that the recommended temperature is between 55 and 75. And we're like in the mid 40s right now. So that concerns me a little bit. I probably should have read that before I began, but this is a great test to see if it works. It's taking pretty nicely. It gets soaked in pretty quick, at least to the seats. You can see, and I don't know what it looks like on camera, it looks like they're very gray. As I was applying the paint, it was going on black. And actually, as it's drying, it's getting absorbed into the fabric. So I think that's how the dye works, which is cool. It's fascinating. And actually, I was touching the carpet here and it doesn't leave no residue. It feels kind of rough. So what I'm gonna do is get a brush and I'm gonna like rub the whole thing down with a brush to hopefully maybe soften the bristles a little bit or soften the makeup of the carpet, but it doesn't leave any residual anything. And this has only been, it's like an hour dry. It's not even totally dry. Well, and I shouldn't say that. It's totally dry. It only took an hour, even in mid 40s weather. So I'm gonna give it another coat. I'm gonna give the seats another coat. I may not use as much paint as I thought. Like I said, I've done all this with just 2 cans and I wouldn't say I'm doing it lightly. I wanna make these black. I really wanna make sure that they look good. So far, super impressed. So we're gonna keep going. Okay, so we're back and another update. So I used an entire can on the carpet and I think we're done. If I come in here pretty close, it's actually incredibly black. It looks great. There's a few sections you can see like down there, one more like down there, that are still kind of that beige color. That's actually gonna go underneath the console. So there's no sense in wasting a bunch of paint to hit every nook and cranny. So that's where, coming around the back here, I mean, you guys, it's pretty impressive stuff. I would highly, highly, highly recommend, there's again, so like under the seat where the seat's gonna mount to the, I went a little lighter. So you may still see a little beige through there, but where it counts, it's dark, which is exciting. And then we come over here to the seats. Seats still need a little bit more. I've used 2 cans total on the seats. I did, a base coat to kind of lay everything down. and then let it dry. I did a second coat, finishing the first can, starting the second can, and then just gave it another coat, finishing off the second can. So I still have used 4 of the 6 cans. I still have 2 remaining. Like I said, I think the carpet here is done. I will probably do another can on the 2 of these, and then just sort of see where we're at. If we're looking good and I'm happy with them, great. Like I said, I'll have an extra can. If I need that 6th can, then fine, I'll have it. So I'm gonna keep going, but what I'm gonna do is probably call it a day. I wanna let this dry, and it is dropping even colder now. I think we're down to about 40 degrees. Like I said earlier, the paint required 55 to 75 was the recommended range. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and just carry this stuff into my garage, let it dry in there, and then hopefully tomorrow I can just drag it back out, give the seats another coat. I'll see how the carpet's looking. Maybe there's a little touch-up required, but really probably not. And then hopefully get it back in the car pretty quickly. So I'll keep you updated. All right, guys, it's day 2 and we're back on the painting project. Here you can see the carpet. Here you can see the back seats. Again, I've used 4 cans total. Basically 2 cans on the floor or on the carpet, and then 2 cans between these 2. I have can 5 sitting here in front of me. I'm gonna go ahead and keep coating lightly. It seems as if this is darkened up overnight, so I don't wanna go too heavy too fast, but at the same time, I wanna make sure it's covered well. And I see some stripes in this, and we're gonna work on that. But I'm, again, very, very happy with the results. This is the next day. Nothing. The dye really soaks right in, and it's a really cool product. So we'll talk more about that at the end. Stay tuned. Well, this is literally just seconds for you. This is the project that will not end. I think we're going on day 5 now for me here in the garage. And a lot of it has to do with the weather. As you can see, well, it's dark now, but right outside those windows, it is raining. I have some water that's trickled in. It's slowed down the entire process. I was trying to paint outside. I have a covered back porch, but I don't want to get overspray all over everything. And I'd rather just spray it out on my lawn. So this project's taken a bit longer than I thought. But as you can see right over here, I've got some interior panels that I took apart. That's the center console, that's the sides of the center console, kind of up under by the pedals on both sides, driver's side and passenger side. Here you can see the backrest for the back seat. Here you can see the bottom of the back seat. Here's the carpet. Over here are the door sills. Everything has fresh coats of paint on it. Everything is awesome. It's coming together so nicely. Actually, I just drug these outside, gave them another coat, and then carried the sawhorses back in with the pieces sitting there. So those are actively wet. So we're not gonna get too close. I need those suckers to dry. But basically, as you see right here on the floor, including the front seats, all the parts are sitting here. So basically the next step is for me to get this stuff reinstalled. Now, while I had everything out, I did have an opportunity to kind of screw around with some wiring. One thing that I did do was hardwire in the underglow. Originally, it was just on a remote, and I think that's actually what may have killed the battery the last time through, was either the battery or maybe the underglow button on the remote didn't deactivate it and shut it off. Maybe my daughter left it on, I don't know. But bottom line is, it's now on a rocker switch, so it can be killed, regardless of if the remote is lost or left on. You click the rocker switch on, purple underglow comes up. You turn off the rocker switch, purple underglow goes away. The remote itself is now stored in the center console, and it will only be used if she chooses to change the color. Otherwise, it is by default on purple, and that is where she'd like for it to stay. So I think we're in really good shape. Again, everything else has a fresh coat of paint on it. Everything will look nice and finished and shiny. That's really about it, guys. I really just need to put it together, and then we're almost done. Hang in there. And we're done. The interior is all back in, it is buttoned up, it looks fantastic. I'm really thrilled. I'm shocked, honestly, with how nicely the black paint, well, dye, but the rattle can spray paint dye took to that carpet, took to the back seats. It looks fantastic. I am stunned. And my daughter's ecstatic too, which really is the point. So, I was griping to my wife tonight, telling her, I've spent way more hours on this car than I ever intended. I mean, I bought a purple car for her thinking that it's like most of the way done. And yeah, it hasn't been that way. I feel like we're tinkering and tweaking and doing all these things, and we're still not quite done when it comes to that stuff. I still need to tint this back window. I peeled off, my kids actually started to peel off the carbon fiber wrap that was all cracked and coming off. You can see it on the floor right there. And then the wing is on the ground over there too, because it's also gonna get peeled and rewrapped. So the car is wingless for now. But really just fixing the carbon wrap, tinting this window, and then I do have wheel spacers for the back. It's gonna poke out about 5 millimeters, and it's not even gonna poke. It's really just bringing it flush to the fender, and that'll look really, really nice. So those are the last three things. The car is literally done otherwise, but let's get to it. I'm gonna show you the interior. I'm gonna flip the camera around. And the moment of truth. Ta-da! Now, it looks the same as it did before, I mean, with the floor mats and stuff in there. But what you can see is all this down here has been repainted, all the kick panels. I mean, really, everything has been painted, the carpet. You can see the carpet's black. Even the stock foot pad there is black. If I recline these seats forward, the back seat, it looks kind of gray on camera, but I think it's just the lighting. It is black. And then obviously the carpet is black. And so, man, I'm really, really pleased. The inside looks much more two-tone now, which was always kind of the goal. If you remember early on, I painted the door cards to give it that two-tone look. We're there, you guys. It's looking sweet. And, I did paint, like I said, these panels, all the kick panels underneath, you can't really see because it's dark. And then this is the switch for the neon underglow. Awesome. And then, gosh, that's about it. What do you guys think? Turned out okay. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. It went together really, really nicely. Next week, I'm gonna do more of a full tutorial on what the car, the interior coming apart and going back together looks like. But again, for now, no wing. I'll walk over here. This is the hood. As you can see, it was sanded down so we could get back to the bare carbon before getting it wrapped. This right here is why it got wrapped. We quit sanding on it once we exposed those cracks. And so anyway, we got most of the paint off, most of the wrap is off. It's been kind of a nightmare. So we're still working at it. And that's kind of where we're gonna leave it there. Really though, what do you guys think? Was that interior needing to be redone? Do you think the black not RIT dye, it's not what I used the Duplicolor paint. Did that dye do a good job? I mean, do you guys think so? I'm thoroughly impressed. Again, I would tell you the camera does not do it justice. It looks 1,000 times better in person. Of course, you can't see all of it because I put the interior back together. I will insert a photo right here of what the interior looked like without the seats, so you can truly see, the carpets in there. You can see all the painted panels and just the interior, how clean it looks before I put the driver and the passenger seat back in. But yeah, guys, I'm thrilled. It looks 1,000 times better. It's like a really, really, really nice 1999 Eclipse now. I thought it was pretty good when we got it, but all the improvements we've made, we've done a lot to it. And I'm just thrilled. And we're done spending money. I already have the tint, I already have the wrap, I already have the spacers. So I'm just gonna spend hopefully some time real soon getting those things knocked out. And then it's her getting her license and driving it. And so finally it's come to a close. This whole painting interior process did take about a week, which is fine. I thought it would only take a couple of days, but as I mentioned before, just the weather kind of delayed us. I wasn't able to get outside quite as much as I'd hoped. And so I was moving things in and out, getting it painted and then having it dry and numerous layers and things like that. And then finally just putting it all back together. I did that in a couple of hours tonight. So I'm really happy, and we're gonna go from there. So let me know in the comments what your thoughts are, if you love it, if you hate it, if there's something I missed or something you would have done differently or I should have done differently. But otherwise, guys, I think we're done. So next week's episode, again, is going to be all about how to strip the car's interior out and put it back in. And really what it's gonna be is it's just going back in. I didn't film myself pulling it all out, and I kind of regret it. But when I went and put it back in, I filmed every step and explained this is how it goes. So you'll see that next week. It's gonna be about an 8 or 9 minute video, but I think it's gonna help a lot of people. So that's cool. Man, you guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, hit that notification bell. Most importantly, remember, may every investment you make be a good one. Till next time.